Region 5.
Welcome to this iteration of the Stormwater Creek podcast.
Yes, it's good to be back. Even though I don't think we've missed. We have. Have we? It feels like we've been out of sync of late.
We have.
We've all been pulled in a million directions. And work has been... Day jobs have been a bitch. Vacation time. It's like preseason prep, you know? It's like you got to get like your family life in order. You got to get all your vacation taken care of. And then we are less than 30 days away from the Dove opener.
Damn.
And a little over, like 45 days away from Teal?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah,
Close?
September 15th, if I recall.
It is. I feel like this year for opening day of Dove season, like, I'm terrified for it. Because it's like, it's opening day of Dove season, which is on a Saturday of Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, my God.
So it's like, opener is on Saturday. And so it opens on Saturday and then has Monday as an off day from the office. So, like, there's a bunch of birds that are going to lose their life on opener, I have a feeling.
Or every idiot who only dove hunts once a year.
On the opener?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, like, making that a deer scouting trip day and just being like, maybe I saved my bullets for early teal.
See, but I think early teal. I think I'm out for early teal the whole time because I'll be in New Mexico.
Oh, that's right.
I might have one weekend we could do it.
It's worth missing, something tells me.
For an elk trip?
For elk.
But I want to get Max out and try to shoot some teal. Because teal sounds like way more fun than dove. Because the last couple seasons, I mean, I like dove hunting. I don't want that to come across the wrong way. It's fun. It's a group activity. It's a great way for people to get into hunting. It's easily accessible. You don't need camo really even necessarily. No. You need a shotgun and a stool.
And a whole bunch of shells.
Yeah, and that's easy. It's fun. But
it is very fun.
It can be a beating.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so, like, every year I feel like I get super pumped for
just to be able to go hunt something.
Yeah, and I think the fishing this year has really curtailed that for me. Like, the amount of fishing I've done this year has, like, surpassed any year prior by leaps and bounds. And obviously, if anybody follows us on Instagram, you know I have a serious fly tying addiction. Like, to the point where I'm getting tired of seeing my own post on flies. I'm like, I gotta stop this. It's too much.
You've made a lot of flies.
I do. It's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, look at all. That's like all of those have been tied, and it's too much.
So I don't fly fish. Do you lose flies often?
Yeah, I mean, I lost one fly fishing with Cameron.
You did?
The problem is that like it's like like fly tying is wholeheartedly different from fly fishing, obviously, because like it's like I tie one, and it's just like you get better at it every time you do it. So it's like, all right, well, I want to try a grasshopper, right? Which is obviously a cool thing to fish with here in Texas. Mm-hmm. Grew up fishing with like live grasshoppers. So like having a fly grasshopper was pretty cool. And so that's what you just kind of get better at tying them, and they look better. And so you just kind of try to keep doing it over and over and over again, you know? So, which is kind of cool. I've kind of, like I said, it's just it's like super therapeutic, and obviously we're sitting here recording and watching fly tying videos on YouTube in the background, and it's pretty much like watching a Bob Ross but fishing. You know?
It's true. It's somewhat therapeutic.
It's very it's oddly weird.
It's calming, but it's interesting at the same time. It's like watching Planet Earth.
It is.
Did you watch Planet Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love it. I loved it. I still love it. It's interesting, but it's calm. It's background noise, but you can jump right back into it and understand where you're at.
Have you seen the Yellowstone live thing on National Geographic?
Mm-mm.
No.
So we watched that the other night. It's pretty fucking weird. Like, hands off to National Geographic for doing something like that. Love the idea, but it was like watching it was like they had commentators and like, all right, we're gonna go out to the Yellowstone River now and check this out, and it's like, oh, look, a bear. And you're just like, it just seemed very like such a neat idea of like kind of being live. And they had like this, the sideline reporter chick who was like in a bear like cage with this captive grizzly bear.
I thought you were about to say costume. I'm like, that
Oh
would
my
be
God,
that would be
interesting.
amazing.
That would be awesome.
If they made it sound so legitimate, but it was somebody
was
just
like
like,
so-
roar, roar.
That would be genius.
That would be.
Yeah, bear, I'm a bear. And so, there's shots of Buffalo, and they were like, oh, we're going out to, 20 more minutes until Old Faithful goes off. And then it was like, and then they were like, oh, Old Faithful is erupting. And you're just like, man, it was kind of like very cool to see, but very cool, very, very corny.
Yeah.
But
A little too staged.
good
huh?
for them for trying to do some cool things with some different. I mean, I like the thought, but just execution, could have been a little different. So we're here with obviously you've heard a couple of us talk, Austin and Abe and Brandon, who's a fixture on the podcast these days.
That's right.
We appreciate
Fixture.
you being here. So we were over at we're over at my house here in Rowlett. We shot some bows today, drank some beers.
A flamingo did not get injured.
Flamingo narrowly escaped with its life.
My bow's still cursed,
Well, you didn't shoot a flamingo in the head with it, so that's good.
and I didn't lose any arrows, and I didn't miss the target.
It's a solid
true.
day.
That's true.
Solid.
I lost 2 arrows this weekend, so because I was trying to adjust my sight, and I'm loosening vertical adjustment, and wasn't paying attention. I guess I wasn't holding as tight as I thought I was. I'm like, that's weird. And all of a sudden it goes sunk.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, holy shit.
Just falls right
So I was
down.
like, it's got to be right there. And just to be safe, I aimed low. I was
Yeah.
like, if anything will stick in the dirt in front of it, it bounced over it.
Ah, dang.
I was like, well, there's one arrow gone.
There's the curse
And then
continues.
The next one I shot
man.
over it. So that's 2 arrows is $40 for the arrows gone.
God.
I felt
Oh,
so bad.
God.
I was just
That was
so
a-
pissed off.
We had such a good time at Cameron's.
We did. I don't want to.
I caught my first bass on a fly rod.
How have you? Is that your first fish on the fly
No,
rod?
I caught a fish
Okay, I
on a
didn't
fly
think
rod
so.
before, but that was my first bass, and fun as shit, man. Of course, Cameron's like giving me a little like, all right, like I knew how to cast, but he was like, let me show you here's some improved technique you can do. Throws it out there and catches a fucking giant perch.
He did?
Yeah. He's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like somehow I care that you caught a fish on my fly rod. Like, let's eat that fucker.
Yeah.
We threw it
right.
back, but so then we're casting and we caught a couple bass. I mean, nothing to write home about, and they're up on the Instagram page. But it was so much fun, man. It's just like such a, I don't know. It's just such a different way of fishing that you're kind of like, man, this is kind of
Next year.
yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
bet-
I have plenty of fly rods, so
I don't need to go down this rabbit hole like we were discussing.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up, being a hermit and tying 100 flies a night like you're doing.
it's.
I don't
mean,
need that in my life.
like to
Don't
the-
you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me. Like, it's bad to the point where, like, like, even, like, on a night like this, I mean, it is 9:20 at night right now. We've just started the podcast. It'll be 11, 12, 11:30, 12 by the time you guys get out of here, and I have some new foam I got, and I am itching to tie some grasshoppers. I got a couple new ways to do it. It's just like you find these new little ways to do things, and you're just like, it's like addicting.
Yeah.
And I got new color combinations I want to try with some crappie jigs. So that's like,
How do you catch crappie on the fly with those jigs?
I think you just same way you'd catch them on a regular.
Aren't those weightless jigs?
No, those are straight up
Jigs?
8th ounce. I bought some
you can
8 ounce, some 16s, and some 32nd
Okay,
ounce.
so you can sink them.
Oh yeah. They're
Okay.
that's traditional tackle. Like that's the same thing I'd use on a spinning rod or whatever.
We did talk about that. That's,
That's not
right.
necessarily. I got obviously with the crappie addiction that everybody who at all has listened to this podcast knows that I suffer from. It's a. That was like hell. I mean, if I
Might
can
as well.
tie a fly, I can tie a crappie jig. Like, let's give that a go. And So I've been tying
a couple
those
months
and-
here to cool off, and we can go. You can teach me to crappie fish better.
We'll go knock some crappie fishing out for sure. So, I mean, it's gonna be some take the rod out while on the way to the deer stand.
That's right. I was like, what comes first? Deer?
Oh yeah. Like it may be one of those things where you just like get out of the stand, go fish for a minute, and then come back.
What a great way to like.
What a great day.
An all day like rut sit or something. Just break it up. Like, you know what? I got the rod at the bottom of the tree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go run out there for a minute.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And you're right at the beginning of this whole obsession. There's people out there who have been doing this for years, and I bet they're listening thinking, I remember when I was making my first flies, my first jigs, man. I wish I had that again.
And part of the other problem is this. So obviously we're good friends with Sean from Tailwaters, and so he's in no help to this goddamn obsession that I have now. So I was like, hey, at Full Draw we were talking, and it was just like, hey, I've got, is there got to be a place here in Dallas that sells like fly tying material? He's like, go to Barlow Tackle. So I was like, oh,
I
my
don't even know
God.
what Barlow Tackle
It's
is.
on 75 and Beltline Road, like right off of right.
Is it on the west side?
Uh,
Big long strips
Yeah.
there? I've seen it.
Brown
Yeah,
Strip Center.
I
You'd
didn't
be
know
like,
it's-
that place is closed. Yeah, it's but it's not. They do, like Sean told us, they do most of their stuff off catalog sales, and
I didn't know that was actually. I've seen
my
it. And I was
God.
like, is that place actually open?
they got Jackson kayaks in there. They've got traditional tackle. They got it's a pretty cool tackle shop. No frills, no like cool like out of the crazy displays. It's just like if you wanted to get into like making your own crankbaits, they have like crankbait body like blanks. They have blank rods.
And you can paint them
like
yourself and all that.
hardcore like do it yourself. I mean, they've got lead molds for molding lead jigs, weights, the whole nine
I'm not
yards.
going that deep down this rabbit hole.
Oh hell no! But it's just, and they, I mean, obviously have a huge fly tying section, and they have a resident 90-year-old who's in there. I was talking to Matt, the dude who works behind the counter, and he's like, man, if you really want to learn about tying flies, you should come in and talk to this old boy who sits in here every day, and all he does is sort hooks. I think that's what he's like. He's retired, and he just He doesn't. He's not even. I don't even think he's an employee there. He just
That's what he does?
comes in there, he sorts shit out, and just sits at the table. And so I hadn't seen him in there, and then the other day I walked in there at lunch, and there he was, boy, just sorting shit.
Dude, I just want to collect my Medicare and just build bows and
Right.
jigs. Holy moly.
That'd be awesome. That's a way to retire right there. So, but this episode is something we have talked about. We've done one already, and this is our second in the installment of Public Land podcast, and we're going over Region 5 today. So,
Why did we pick Region 5?
because it was, kind of, because we, as
Closer.
Stormwater Creek is wont to do, we did things in order, starting with Region 4.
Because that was DFW, and that's,
Yeah,
home turf.
it was home turf.
And I guess this
is kind of
gets a second.
You can either go
secondary.
left or right and go like region.
But I feel like we tend to go right
We do go right.
when we go hunt. Like we never head to West Texas much. Because to get anywhere, like LBJ's, the outskirts, and then past that, you gotta go to like the Panhandle.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah, so east makes sense.
Which I feel like I'm finally getting my wife into a trained position of being a hunter's wife, because
Yeah.
she was like, our niece was here a couple days ago, and they live in Amarillo.
Yeah.
So she has some gymnastics things. So my wife was like, hey, we should go up there. You could go scout Lake Meredith. And I'm like, this is the kind of shit that I've been talking about.
This is how you convince me to
This
go.
is how exactly you convinced me to do it. So,
So smart.
yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, good for you, babe.
Yeah.
You're getting it. So yeah, we're going to go over Region 5 today. And we're going to do this pretty similar format than the way we did our last one, where Austin is going to read out of the black book, which you get for the $48 stamp. So if you're new to public hunting, if you're not and you've heard this before, we apologize. Maybe jump ahead a couple seconds or so, but $48 when you buy your hunting license gets you access to a lot of public hunting spots in the state of Texas. Every year when you buy your new license, it's an endorsement that gets added, just like your waterfowl or your archery stamp. And when you sign up for that, the state of Texas sends you a book. This year it was black. I'm interested to see what the new one looks like.
Right.
2 years ago,
30th anniversary.
Yeah. Wow. So they send you a book, and it's got all the spots in there, and it has all the stuff you need to know about hunting public land from a standpoint of where can I go, what can I hunt, seasons,
with what equipment.
Yes, all
where you can camp, where you can park. Parking's a big one.
Yeah.
We recently, a couple weeks ago, we did a small hike to hunt, and in that process, only a couple of us outside of the podcast joined, and we trust these guys, so we hung a couple game cameras out at one of our spots.
Yeah.
And where was I going with this? I just completely derailed this train of thought I was on. Oh, there's another spot I wanted to check out, which I had a friend hunt last year, and he came back because he swore he parked in the correct spot. Came back with a note from the game warden on his windshield that says, "This is not a parking spot. Do not park here next time you're towed."
What, was he on the side of a road? He was just trying to get roadside access in?
Yeah, but he swore on out of his black book here that he was parked in the right spot.
Wow.
I don't know that he was or wasn't. I want to trust him that he was.
Yeah.
But in the next couple weeks, I want to go check the spot because he had some really good luck and saw a bunch of birds on it, and it's a place that interests me. Yeah. So I want to make sure we know where parking's at, and if it seems that where because he showed me, he's like, "This is where I parked," and I looked in the book, and it was in the area. He could have been wrong.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't wrong, I want to call the game warden while we're out there and be like, "Hey, can you come out here and do us a favor, or like drop me a pin or something, and say where do we park?"
Yeah. Why is this not right?
Yeah,
because it says it's right here.
And
if
we can't quite figure it out come season, I'm gonna leave my book open on my dash and like put a note up there and says, if I'm not parked here, I apologize. Like, here's my cell phone number. Like, call me, and I'll come. Come noon when we're done hunting, you can show me where to park.
But this book is telling me.
That's my plan. I was telling my buddy that, and he said, that's what I should have done. I said, if you're confused, leave some information. Most game wardens are not assholes if you're being legitimate.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can show you're not just pulling over the side of the road to go kill some ducks.
You're just like, hey, I parked here because of this.
For a reason. If I am wrong, I apologize. Call me. Just
keep the book open on your windshield.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to throw it up on my dash just like that and lay a note that says, if I'm wrong, call me or text me. We're right over here hunting.
Anytime you make an effort.
Yeah, they've got to respect that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they gotta respect the
trying and not
the
just
trying,
being,
not just the
just the fuck it. So it looks like you're not just.
What do you mean?
I want to park here. This time.
What do you mean I can't park on the top of this fence?
Yeah. What do you mean I can't just hop any barbed wire and walk over to the lake and shoot at things?
I thought this was where I could hunt.
Yeah, but they hear that every week to some extent during the season.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they do. Yes. The amount of idiocracy they deal with, I'm sure, is unbelievable.
If you've watched any Lone Star Law, you know that there's just way too many people who are morons. I mean, making honest mistakes it doesn't classify you as a moron, but you got a lot of people who are like out there hunting, and you see it, and they're just like, "Do you have a hunting license? Oh, I have to have one of those." You're like, what? Of course you have to have one of those to hunt. Well, I'm hunting pigs. It doesn't matter. You're hunting. You need a hunting license.
Yeah, and I've gone a lot of hunts on some of our company ranches and lots of private property, which were purely pig hunts outside of any other season. And, there's the depredation clause. But, a resident hunting license is so cheap. For every one of these hunts, we tell everybody and anybody I take who's not a hunter, I'm like, get a license. They're like, really? I thought you didn't have to hunt pigs. And I said, it's a big gray area. We have landowners consent. Yeah, they're tearing stuff up, but it's not farming. Just get your license.
Yeah,
that way there's no
covered.
question. Then we can go shoot pigs and have a good time, and nobody has to sweat
For what? $40 or whatever it is.
If that.
Ridiculous.
I think you can get like day passes, 1 or 3 day.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure you can.
I
know you can get fishing licenses by the day.
Mm-hmm.
$150 on my hunting and fishing license
every year.
That's just what I know I'm going to spend.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the 90 that I dropped on draw hunts, which
you're building
pronghorn,
points.
man. I didn't draw a pronghorn, but pending second drawing, which if you're listening to this and you got drawn, please don't pay so I have a chance to maybe draw in the second round. So
if you pay to enter pronghorn, then there's a licensing quote fee for it.
Yeah, so if you, I mean, it's the same way for like any, like same thing for like like when I drew for Old Sabine River Bottom, I put in for my $3 to enter, and then it was $80 for the permit itself.
Oh, okay. So I know some of them are like that.
Most of them have an additional permit fee if you get drawn. And so on the pronghorn, I think they give you a certain amount of days before they take you off of the list and basically they go, okay, well, we drew 15 names, 10 people paid, so we're putting 5 tags back in. We're going to draw 5 new people.
Gotcha.
And so, like right now, my status is pending second drawing, so.
Nobody
you didn't
really
put in for the alligators, did you?
None of the dates could work.
Yeah.
Like we're just so busy right now. We put in, with that party tag with you and Jordan for that Axis sheep pig hunt down by Laredo. That'd be cool. It's backpack in. They said it's long distance.
Dude.
So I mean, we get up there in glass. We take some 300-400 yard shots at some pigs and stuff.
Oh my God.
I have no shame in nicking a pig that far. And
Nope.
No.
Like maybe that's shitty, but it's a pig.
No.
I'm cool with that.
Kind of like this pig we tracked all night.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's a.
That'd be a fun draw.
Yeah.
So what's your list look like? You're going to get some lighted pins.
My pin light shipped today.
All right.
It should. I mean, it should.
Well, I think we should explain to people why the fuck you got a lighted pin.
So
we're rabbit trailing hard, which is one to do. Which
What
if you're
we
not
do.
used to that on this podcast,
Yeah, buckle up.
Then buckle up. We're gonna get back to public land here in a minute.
So as we were saying, we went out to a buddy's family's quote farm. They run hay out of there and stuff. And I shot my bow a bunch, still trying to dial that in. The thing's cursed.
It's not cursed.
I'm gonna get this thing to be a tack driver, and it's a screamer and it's amazing. But
Stupid
I think
flight.
it's gotten in my head also at this point.
It's absolutely in your head, and I felt so bad because I thought when you sent me the message that I got a pig, I was like, thank fucking God.
He
It's
broke
done.
the curse.
He's not going to think about it anymore. It won't be like anything normal which would happen with dealing with a new bow. And one that's not. I think the problem is that you have a bow that's so much better than you've ever had. So any adjustment is much more noticeable. It's like getting a Honda Civic and then getting in a NASCAR and be like, wow, this fucking thing is touchy. Like, yeah, Of course it is, So.
Yeah, there's that point. And I've said, we had this conversation while we were shooting bows, that, Saturday morning I'm going to get up to the shop. We're going to check third axis setting, which we figured out was an issue today. And I adjusted it before I put it back in the case. We're going to check paper tune, and if all that's square, I'm fully willing to admit this is my fault. I just need to shoot more arrows.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just my old bow, and it was a cheap starter bow, I could drive tacks with that thing. I shot more fletching off arrows with that, getting broadheads tuned. Constantly. I was constantly nicking fletchings. I could stack arrows with that thing. And it was so much more forgiving, I think, because it was.
And you were so much more comfortable shooting it.
It was confidence thing. We talked about that. I'm pretty
absolutely
because I knew I could pick it up and drive attack.
Yeah.
And now this new bow's gotten in my head because of the mishmash of problems getting it in.
Yeah.
And then getting it tuned and all the things I went through. Now I pick it up and like, fuck. I wonder if this thing shoots today.
Right.
And I'm sure it does, but there's so many. I think there's mental factors. I think there's some tuning factors, some adjustment factors. we'll get it worked out.
Absolutely. But to provide some content of what we're talking about, Austin and myself and Cameron went out to hunt some pigs and fly fish at Cameron's place. And Cameron and I were in a pop-up line with some rifles, and Austin took his bow and sat out over a feeder location that we've got set up with a light, and they came in
hard.
Yeah, you said they were.
It went from nothing, it got dark, and I'm texting with Cameron. He says, "Man, you good to sit until 9:30, 9:45?" I said, "There's a little breeze. I got my thermocell, dude. A cup of water. It ain't hot. I'll sit all night. You tell me you're coming to get me." Because the issue was, they didn't want me getting out of the stand and walking toward them, and pigs coming in and them taking shots, and there'd be bullets flying across fields.
Right.
So they said, "We'll come get you." So I'm sitting in this tree, so you can shoot whatever. No, there's no questions. So I said, "Yeah, I can sit. You come find me." So I'm sitting there. It's gotten dark. I'm looking at the stars. Just look at my phone a little bit. Like, it ain't happening. Then it sounds like a bulldozer's coming through the forest. Leaves are crunching, and then I can hear them under the feeder, clicking their cutters and screaming. Like, it sounds like a dogfight.
Yeah.
So I just listen to it like, holy shit, it's go time.
Here
and I'm waiting and waiting for this feeder light to go on. Cameron's got one of those nice swine and tine. Throw out to those guys. Throw back.
Dude.
Shout out, whatever.
That was the first time I've seen. I mean, Josh showed us that light that night, and it was impressive to see. But in his backyard was different than.
How do you think I felt?
Oh my God! It was like.
So I'm texting Cameron. I was like, "Your light doesn't work. This is bullshit. There's great. I can hear them." Like, I was like, "Get over here! Get over here! Y'all got the night vision." They've had rifle with the night vision optic on it. I come kill to something, and my service is in and out. So it's sending some, it's not sending some. And as soon as I'm done bitching at blowing up Cameron's phone, the light starts kicking on, and it gradually
just
ramps
kicks on
up
super slow.
And it's a green, orange, red mix.
That's perfect.
And so there's no shadows, and it doesn't spook them. And by the time this thing hits full power, I'm like already standing in the tree stand.
Which is like 3 minutes after something triggers it.
Wow.
Like, it's super, like, you would think gradual, like, oh, cool, like.
10 seconds.
Dude, this is like
wow.
The slow game.
And so I'm already stood up because I can hear them, and got my bow off the hanger, and I'm standing in the tree. I'm not drawn because I can't see shit, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I've already sent enough texts, like whatever. And then the light starts coming on. I was like, holy shit, it's go time. And by the time this light gets on, I mean, we've all seen feeder legs. And what, you got 15-foot diameter maybe, 10-foot diameter?
Mm-hmm.
Everything under the feeder and probably 2 feet out in addition in diameter. There's pigs elbows to assholes like a mosh pit. I counted 15 as I was drawing, and then I get it full draw, and I realize I've never bow hunted in anything but daylight.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think about all this. So I'm like, I can't see my peep. So I kind of, I've got the green ring around my sight.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking. I can finally see enough of it. Like, all right, that's close enough. And I'm like, where's my bubble? Like, that's close enough. And I can see the shadow, the outline of my pins, against the light on the pig. So I'm like, and I had full draw this whole time. And I mean, there's enough adrenaline. I never got tiring. Yeah. And there's a branch, so I'm kind of like had rest my equalizer on that branch to figure things out, because it dawned on me real fast, like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, like, uh-oh.
Like a rifle, all day.
Yeah.
We'll kill some pigs, but... So I just picked...
You'd have probably stacked 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them up.
If I was on the ground and that happened, I would have put at least one big round through multiple. Because they were stacked, like... They were stacked, like a sandwich.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I picked this brown one that's, pretty much broadside. It kind of just put it on I knew my broadheads were shooting a little bit right, so I kind of put it on his shoulder blade best I could tell, and just let it fly. And it snapped and screaming, and they all scatter. And
the calm after the storm.
They run off, but I can still hear them. I was like, oh, they're not gonna go far. They're gonna come back, because it clearly wasn't very. My bow's pretty quiet.
Oh yeah.
So
they didn't freak out.
Yeah, who knows what they thought. But they might come back. So I'm still texting these guys again. Hurry up, get back over here. They're going to come back. Because you have to drop through this little bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, peek over the thing with a night vision. Because you can see the feeder from it. I was like, basically stick your heads up and look. I said, I'm not getting out of this tree till you're standing at the bottom of it. So if you see shit, just start dumping rounds. Yeah. And they didn't really come back, but I get down. Arrow is full pass-through. There's a chunk of blood under there.
Well, when we got down there, like Cameron's like, Austin's got a pig. And because my phone wasn't working at all, so Cameron's the one that's communicating. And so it was slow at ours. So we were like, all right, fuck it, dude. Austin's got pigs at his. Let's just haul over there and see what we can do.
Yeah.
And so we ran across the field. So I'm just like, in the most, like, because Cameron's like, you're going to shoot when we get there. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like running, like trying to like breathe and just like, okay, you're going to have to get, and you're going to have to like shoot.
Steady.
And like, I don't know like where, like what that picture is going to look like. So I'm like, just try to like keep your breathing
to a degree.
And not like, you're like, because I'm not a picture of being in shape. I'm no Dwayne Johnson. So,
that's The Rock.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know that.
The Rock. So then we get there, and they're still there. I mean, we walked in. I mean, we
could hear them.
Like, we went into the woods, went down into that bottom, and they were not at the feeder. They were back down in this, like, creek bottom that he was saying that runs through there, and they were there. We just couldn't get them because it was so thick in there that I couldn't get, like, that IR was just bouncing off of everything in front of me. Yeah, so I couldn't really see into the woods enough to maybe get a shot. But they were clearly there because you heard them.
Yeah, and I was, then I told Cameron, he's like, I've never seen that many come in that once. I said, I've been around a bunch of pigs, but that was a big group of pigs.
Yeah.
A big group.
That was a lot. Jesus.
So, yeah, I got to stand. Full arrow. I mean, that's a 30-inch arrow. Full pass through. There's blood on the knock. And I was like, there's a hole in this thing somewhere. And there's enough blood. I'm like, it had to have been decent. And so we start trailing.
I mean, it's pitch black. I mean, it's dark.
Yeah. It was, 9:30 by this point?
9:45. I mean, it was closer to 10, I think. It was getting late. It was fully dark.
Way dark.
Way dark.
So we start blood trailing. We blood trailed for 2 hours.
We just got on that thing like there was no. The hard part was going when that pig would turn. We would just be like, okay, like we were just kind of going in this straight line, and then it was like, oh, there it is, and there was no like searching for a blood trail more than it was just like
finding.
There it is. Yeah. There it is.
There was plenty of blood.
There was there was a lot of blood. Good dark red blood.
So we trailed, and he got out in this big field, open field. I was like, he's dead in one of these grass patches. So,
well, I think what was good was that we trailed that pig through the woods. I mean, to a point where it got so thick that we kind of had to crawl through it, and then came to the fence line. And so everybody's like whipping Onyx maps out, and they're like,
"Oh yeah."
Shout
out to Onyx.
Yeah, like we were so disoriented from like traveling through the woods
with your head down.
With your head down, like even Cameron, who grew up there, was like, "Shit,
I have no idea where I'm
exactly who's." It's either one of these two people, and one of them, like we
have carte blanche.
Yeah. We're good to cross. The other one, we'll need to make a phone call, and so. We all whip out the Onyx maps, and
it was good, but as soon as we crossed the fence, we get 10 feet to the right, and it came back under, so like, holy shit, crawl back over the fence. Keep going. Then we get back out in this field. Oh, he's surely dead in this field. Got in a grass patch. Trailing through a grass patch. Then it comes back out, and then the trail is getting droplets. Then you get a patch. So I'm just tromping along, trail between, following it with my phone. Phone's about to die. Cameron says, let's get Maddie, his dog. His dog, was a game warden dog, tracked for like 10 years. Mm-hmm. If I get her, she'll find it. I should have kept following that blood trail while he went and got her. I kind of just started standing around, stretching my back out from being bent over, drinking water. We lost that trail. There's so many pigs. I think
she trailed it. She just ran it backwards.
Yeah.
Into the woods.
And so
he put him on the spot where Austin was, and she ran, and that pig went off somewhere, and she stayed on the trail because it crossed right where the pig came out of the woods, where it went back in, and it crossed, and she went on the path that he came out on. So and she trailed. I mean, like to the point. I'm always skeptical about that, but that dog was on that. I mean, clearly, just like
the same right where we came out.
Right where we went.
Man.
And so we just couldn't find it. It was so late and so dark, and we were so tired.
Every device we had started to fail.
We killed all 3 of our phone batteries. Headlamps were all dying. Like, it was done. Yeah. And I don't care about the pig itself. I wanted to see what these new broadheads did. Shout out to Bone Broadheads.
I mean, they left blood trails.
And just kind of having let it fly in pitch black.
For your first pig hunt, that was pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm interested to go back. So all that being said, they make those little rheostats for your pins. I ordered one. Mind you, once we got packed up and out of there, it's 11:30.
Yeah.
And it's an hour and a half back to Dallas. So I've got to drive. But the whole drive, I'm just thinking about this.
Dude, you missed it at the gas station.
After
it turned into a shit show.
Really?
Dude, the freaking meth addicts came out of nowhere.
Man. They messed with you?
No, nobody messed with me. It was just very like
people watching,
just like holy shit.
I mean, that's getting in East Texas out there.
It was East Texas for sure.
So
a town I'm super familiar with as well.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
So yeah, by the time I got back, the whole drive, I thought about it. I got back, got Max upstairs, got him fed, and he went to sleep. I unloaded as little as I could just to go to bed.
Get it out, yeah.
But I laid in bed, and I ordered a pin light before I went to sleep that night. Like my order confirmation came through at like 1:15 a.m.
Yeah.
It was like it's done.
I love Amazon.
No.
Oh.
Blackorvis.com.
Oh, Black Orvis.
I did a bunch of Googling. It was this $22 across the board, but they were like free shipping. Done.
Yeah.
You're the one then.
Wow.
Yeah, because everybody else is like $8 for shipping, $5 for shipping. Free shipping, it takes a little longer.
I'll take 3 to 5 days.
Yeah, and this isn't a make or break. This isn't a replacement part.
Yeah.
This is for next time I get out there in the dark. It's just to have it. So next time I will be prepared.
Which will be in 2 weeks. Well, no, because you've got...
We'll figure, maybe not this weekend, but the next one.
Yeah, that's 17th and 18th.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
what I'm planning.
And
We've got a pretty cool podcast lined up with Tobin Mason about Euro mounting. I think we're going to do that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Should be fun.
So yeah, I'll be ready to rock for that one. It'll be good.
Yes.
And then that next weekend, I'll be out in East Texas at like proven pig grounds. 99% of the pigs I've killed in the last 5 years of my life have come off my buddy's lease, and
nice.
I am going to stick some with my bow just for practice.
I need to get out to
get out the buck and duck
and hang out with
Dan
old
Proctor.
Dan. He's such a cool dude.
He is such a cool dude. So that was this last weekend story. Do we want to get back on
Region
normal
5.
trail now?
Hello.
Back on the blood trail?
Back on the blood trail. Off the rabbit trail and back on the blood trail. So that was our fly fishing and pig hunting adventure from last weekend. That was kind of fun. So you went up to Hugo Lake, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a little walking around. Bought me a kayak, caved in. There's enough water around there that it's time to start paddling around. So got that going.
I mean, our lake?
Around a lake, yes.
Yeah.
I forget. We'll talk about that later.
Creeks, little fingers, a lot of, probably within 2 days, 15 hours of looking on laptop, looking at inconspicuous kayak put-ins.
Yep. Yes.
Just trying to figure out. There's so many little creeks around there, but I've got myself spread pretty thin. I'm like what we were talking about a couple podcasts ago is just like maybe settling on one area, and really I'm like I can't do it. This is like 20,000 acres, and there's too much to cover. I've had good luck up there, but I definitely want to try new spots. It's kind of what gets me going. So
yeah, I don't blame you. It's where I said that about our spots, and we're trying all new spots this year as well. So.
But I think we've got some specifics.
I hope to hell this no rain holds out to at least the first couple weeks of deer season.
Yeah.
Well, just for the acorn crop, you're trying to.
Well, I think acorn crop, but just keeping them coming to water. It's hot and dry.
Yeah.
Coming to one big source of water.
Yeah.
I think will be extremely helpful because that's clearly what they're on right now. And
oh yeah,
we've had those out. What's that? 3 weeks now. We've had some cameras soaking for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Almost 3 weeks. So, and I have added a cellular trail camera that I'm super excited about getting out.
How are you hanging that thing? Gonna grab a climbing stick, get up a couple
feet?
Oh,
I'm gonna hang a climbing stick, and I may hire like a ex-football player to stand outside the tree just to make sure nobody messes with it. But yeah, just lock it.
And this one's gonna be back in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
it's gonna be locked with like the cable lock on this is bigger. Like the hole that runs through the camera is bigger than I've ever seen on a camera.
Nice.
For that reason.
Yeah, and it's like it locks the whole batteries, door, the whole 9 yards is locked.
Awesome.
So you can't get into any. You can't pull my SIM card out or anything, or my
SD.
SD card. There
Sure.
you go. So.
I mean, if it's a cell camera, it's got a SIM card too.
It does.
It does.
The SIM card is in the back with the battery, so you'd have to get the camera off and pop it out and everything.
Gotcha.
But
someone would really want to.
You're gonna cut the tree down if you want it that bad. Which
Yep.
I mean, look, we've talked about a million times here. People are just like, you put cameras out on public land. Like, what are you thinking? I'm like, well, first of all, they're kind of like. I mean, you're really like, to me, it's like I can't really like. That's the only way to hunt those places, in my opinion.
That you can know. It just
yeah,
it's a
we can't go
confidence
blind sit.
It's
and we
tough.
have, but
yeah, especially not that this is y'all's first year hunting out there, but whenever you're brand new, it's nice to have a little confidence boost. You see a buck on camera, it'll get you going back out there if it's been rough.
I think that's the biggest thing for me too. Is
trying
like,
to get
if
a
you know
pattern.
there's deer there, then you can a pattern. But even just knowing there's deer there, I agree with you 100%. It makes waking up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And 3:30 in the morning to roll out there on a Saturday when you've worked all week. And you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes it worth it. So, Region 5. Yeah. I don't have to drive. So Region 5 is in the Piney Wood area of Texas. And it is, kind of think everything east of Dallas.
Yeah, as far north as Bowie County, and as far south as like Tyler and Newton.
And it is.
Yeah, it gets up all the way to the border.
Yeah, as far west as Houston.
Interesting places in here. And doing my research, this is definitely an interesting spot. It looked like most everything was within 2.5 hours of Dallas as well.
Yep.
So you're not talking about a very far travel to try to get out to. So just like we did in our last Public Lands podcast, we're going to have Austin just kind of read through what is in the book, break down what you're able to hunt there,
dates,
the seasons,
methods,
if it's a OSR or on-site registration piece of public land. Sorry if you were mesmerized by watching dudes tie crawfish.
I don't know what
taking
this thing
fucking.
is.
I think he's taking like
dragon,
like 40-pound tests. He's taking like 40 and 50-pound tests, fishing line mono, and he's burning it and making eyes out of it.
Yeah, he's making a bulb at the end of it.
Yeah, he made those are the eyes.
Yeah, this is
a
shrimp.
It's a shrimp. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, it's a little red shrimp.
And he's taking like a little. That's called I think a bobkin, and he's heating it and he's bending that mono. It's incredible. If you haven't watched fly tying videos on YouTube, I don't care if you're a fly fisherman or not, you will be entertained. So, Region 5, we were rabbit trailing like a motherfucker today.
All right, so we kind of already gave the big picture, the rough draft. East of Dallas, going from north border all the way. We've been down, east the border east of Jasper. East of Tyler down there. First unit in the book, Big Lake Bottom, WMA. It's Unit 733, right under 4,000 acres, Anderson County. One of the special regulations is no legal access from Trinity River or from any location except a designated entrance. As most of these are, camping is allowed only in designated campgrounds. Hunter access is at 5 a.m. Hunters may not leave the parking area before 5 a.m.
That's a rule that I haven't seen in a lot of places.
Yeah, especially for waterfowl hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you get down into legal game, OSR required each day. We're not going to explain that to everyone, so we're going to explain it once now. OSR means on-site registration. At your access points, you've got a little box. You fill out your name, and I don't remember what all's on there. I've only hunted a few of them. Name, hunting license, what you're hunting, and basically it's a survey to see if this piece of property is being used. And this comes down to, if actually used in our public lands. Texas doesn't have much if you keep up with how public land goes. If we don't use it, they're going to sell this stuff off, and that's exactly what OSR is for.
Yep.
Is to show that people are using this and are interested. So, go hunt this stuff. Go
Absolutely.
at least go to a dove hunt or pig hunt or something. Go camp out there and go look for some pigs.
100%.
Yeah, Big Lake Bottom is one you don't have to worry about deer hunting messing you up, because I think it's very limited out there.
That's what I was just about to say. No whitetail deer hunts by APH permit on this, except for a youth hunt. I feel like this is a draw. There's a draw for this. I could be wrong.
What do they call it? E-postcard?
Yeah, exactly. But there's definitely no deer hunting other than the youth hunt. Feral hogs March 1st to April 30th. No bag limit. Only legal firearms, archery, and crossbow. You can't dog or trap. So you can rifle hunt pigs, which 2 months, though, seems very odd. But I'm sure there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Waterfowl, December 2nd through 7th and December 18th through January 28th. Mind you, all these dates are last year's because we haven't gotten this year's. They usually don't change a whole lot.
Yeah.
Provided these dates fall within Northstone Duck. Shooting hours are 1/2 hour before sunrise to noon. That's all pretty standard. But that brings about another point. If you can't leave a parking lot till 5 a.m., is that applicable to that? That's a game warden question.
Yeah.
Because, we get out to our duck spots way before 5 a.m.
And I've never seen that rule before on any of the spots we hunt. Where it's like you can't leave the parking lot before 5.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That's
how big is Big Lake Bottom?
Under 4,000 acres.
It's not pretty big. 3,800.
Yeah.
Well, it is in.
I don't know. The waterfowl thing's weird to me because 5 a.m. not leaving a parking area before 5 a.m. to duck hunt is madness.
Yeah, that's late.
Yeah.
Nigger.
You're looking.
It's too late by that time.
You got to get out, get set, get hunkered down. By 5, you want to be drinking coffee somewhere, talking about how cold it is.
Exactly.
So, woodcocks, gannels, snipe, waterfowl dates, shooting hours are the same. Squirrel, rabbits, hares, rimfire shotgun, October 9th through 27th, December 2nd through 7th, December 18th through February 25th. Fishing, except on dates, entire area is closed. The entire area is closed September 29th through October 8th, and November 2nd through the 27th, December 8th through the 17th. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that those are the e-postcard hunts.
I would bet so.
Special regulations. General access to this area is by APH and LPU permit only during daylight hours at designated entry points. Dogs are prohibited except each permit holder may possess one dog while hunting waterfowl, squirrel, rabbits, or hares. See prohibited acts for other exceptions.
Yeah, this is a place that is full of Kaufman clay or that black gumbo. The primary vegetation type is water oak, elm, hackberry forest, and the dominant vegetation understory is comprised of overcup oaks, sugar hackberries, hickory, willow oaks, water oaks, cedar elms, water elms, and green ash. You just have a lot of kind of possum holly, greenbrier, poison oak, rough leaf, dogwood type stuff. But this place is it's very high in nutritional value according to the state of Texas. Just a lot of mash trees, and its low elevation creates excellent migratory waterfowl feeding area. Mallards and wood ducks are kind of your primary source of ducks that the state's saying that it's there. And I'd be interested to know what's the deal with the white-tailed deer. It seems like there's probably a healthy population. I wonder I'd like to know why they don't allow white-tailed deer hunting there. Even if it's just archery only. Like what's that reasoning? So, but tons of great stuff here. Timber rattlesnake area, alligator snapping turtles, wood storks, skunks, coyotes, armadillos, all your normal stuff you got there. But this place looks pretty interesting from maybe a pig standpoint and maybe a duck standpoint when you move that far east. But it's definitely an interesting spot, and it is let's see what the drive time is from Dallas here. It is a 2-hour and 6-minute drive time from Dallas. So not bad at all, down near Palestine, where we go chase crappie.
Yep.
All right, what's next on the list?
The Gus Engling. WMA, right under 10,000 acres. It's Unit 754, Anderson County again. Very similar to the prior one. No white-tailed deer hunts available by APH at all. This one doesn't even have a youth hunt. Very odd. I'm interested to find out why that is.
No whitetail hunt?
At all. We know there's clearly deer there. There's deer everywhere.
East Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. Squirrels, rabbits, hares each day, October 1st through 27th, November 19th to 30th, December 18th to January 1st, January 2nd through 27th. Why would you break that up? December 18th to January 1st, then January 2nd through January 27th. Why wouldn't you put December 18th till January 27th?
I don't know.
Wait. January 2nd through January 27th, Tuesdays and Saturdays only.
Wow.
This is the most random, rabbit hunting cut-up schedule I've ever seen.
It's interesting. It's saying here, one of the principal goals of Gus Engling is to provide a site where university-based research of wildlife populations and habitat may be conducted under controlled conditions. I'm wondering if they're giving students a chance to get out there. White-tailed deer aging techniques, factors affecting white-tailed deer fawn survival. So obviously there's plenty of deer, but they almost seem to be more interested, instead of the hunting aspect of it, to be more about a learning aspect.
Well, so Gus Engling has an archery deer hunt, a gun, antlerless spike,
there you go.
Gun deer, either sex, youth gun, either sex, spike, and antlerless. E-postcard for waterfowl, for fur bearer predators, for feral hogs. So it looks like they're, like you said, I think kind of what you're saying too. It's definitely more of a very highly regulated. They're using that to kind of do some research on for this place.
Yeah, so looking at the map, all the designators. There's an area, quote, area headquarters, and there's a quote viewing blind or two. There's your two things you don't see on public land stuff. So they must use it for university research a lot, like you said, and then all these e-postcard
But if it's
hunts.
in there, it's obviously something that you can go and
exactly.
sit in. I mean,
a viewing blind. Can I shoot from that blind? Because it doesn't say I can't. Waterfowl, snipe, gannel, woodcock, November 22nd, 25th, December 26th to January 27th, only Tuesday and Saturday. January 28th, during the North duck zone season, shooting hours end at noon. Waterfowl hunter access begins at 5 a.m. each day. It's either super badass hunting or they just want to keep everybody off it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the first one.
It says, be warned, all 4 varieties of venomous snakes occur in this area, so please watch your step.
That's fun.
So just remember that. They also do research, diet, and genetics in inland populations of American alligators.
Holy shit.
This is like the Everglades.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy, these places. I mean, that's kind of an interesting southeast of Dallas, kind of if you're in your mind's eye thinking about where this place is located at. It's about an hour and 40-minute drive from Dallas.
And it's northwest corner of Anderson County. Fishing year-round except closed dates. Entire area is closed October 28th through November 4th, 10th through 8th, and November 4th and November 10th through 18th. December 1st through 17th, January 3rd through 5th, January 17th through 19th, and February 8th through 11th. Special regulations, pretty standard. Entry through designated entry-exit locations only. Prohibit use of horses prohibited other than by written permission of the area manager in advance. See prohibited acts for other information. There's no other prohibited acts that I see. General use and visitation information. There's a laundry list of dates that daily on-site registration is required for all public users. I'm not going through all those. General public access to the areas during daylight hours through designated legal entry points only and by APH or LPU permits. There's no wild pig hunting listed on here because I was just about to say this place seems like a swamp, and I would go out there in the middle of summer and shoot pigs in the face with my bow. But it's not listed.
It does say here under recreational opportunities, anglers and hunters interested in feral hog, then it goes on waterfowl and small game, need only possess an annual public hunting permit and valid hunting license to gain access on designated days during the appropriate season. So they're listing it on here. Just doesn't seem like they've got it on the book there, though.
That'd be something interesting to look into because I feel like if they're looking at alligators and they're looking at all this other stuff and research, there's pigs.
So if you really want to know more about Gus Engling, contact Jeffrey Gunnels with the Texas Parks and Wildlife. His telephone number is 903-928-2251. And that's something that's readily available on the internet. We're not giving anything, a secret sauce here, thing away. But, Jeffrey Gunnels is the contact for Gus Engling. And his number, once again, 903-928-2251. If you're into the mailing thing, there's an address on the website for Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Done?
I think so. What's the
Okay,
next one?
I felt like you were about to say something. Next one's the Gus Engling WMA Dove Field. It's northeast of where the WMA is we just spoke of. Basically the bottoms, it seems like. This is just a 77-acre dove field. I'm sure they lease it from a private landowner. There's one access point on 471. That's the only place you can park, only place you can walk in from. OSR required September 1st through November 12th, December 15th through 31st. Those are your dove seasons. Only time you can hunt here. It's about, looks like from the parking spot to the edge of the huntable area is about 400 yards. So not super far. If it was me, I'd walk my ass all the way the opposite end of that thing.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee not many other people are. Other than that, there's no...
Get out. Go.
There's nothing. No special regulations. It's for dove season. That might be something cool.
Yeah.
Because we walk our asses all the way to the other side of it.
What's the name of this place again?
Gus Engling.
Oh, yeah.
WMA Dove Field.
Dove Field. Right.
So it's unit 754D. For dove. Are you looking something up?
I was just like looking up how far away that is. It's probably like right around the same area. Probably sub 2 hours.
Yeah, 2961 over then down 471. And you're right there. What does it look like? There's Bethel, Texas, and Springfield. Where's 8? Where's 2361? 29? It looks like it's probably closest city that I can easily identify would be Springfield on 837/2961. So it's a little ways out there, but not far. We've all driven further. There's no camping for the Dove Field. There's camping on the regular WMA. 3 designated spots. So that's Gus Engling. Next one, Ivy.
Yeah, this place was a.
Ivy looks interesting.
I had a hard time finding a lot of information on Ivy. Ivy was one of those places that I was like, "What the hell? Where is this place located at?"
South of and slightly east of Palestine, just west of Elkhart, north of 294. It's Unit 2495, under 500 acres. Interesting.
Yeah, I looked at that place earlier today and was like,
It's either going to be Elbows to Assholes Hunter or nobody's going to go there because they think it's going to be that.
Well, I looked at this place online today, and it is, it's got some definite interesting.
Does it?
Stuff. One side of it's bordered by railroad tracks.
There's 2 little sections of it.
There is, and they're not connected at all.
No. There's only one parking spot in each section.
So I don't know. This place looks super interesting to me, and I'm kind of interested to see what this place is all about.
What's the legal game on that?
OSR is required each day. So where you park, got to fill out your form. Archery only white-tailed deer. September 30th through November 3rd. Bag limit 1 either sex. Legal buck must have at least 1 unbranched antler and inside main beam at 13 inches. Archery only feral hog. December 1st through May 31st. No limit. Squirrel December 1st through February 4th. And May 1st through 31st. Rabbits and hare December 1st through February 4th. Means restrictions. Firearms restricted to shotguns with no larger than number 4 shots. So, you can squirrel and rabbit hunt with shotgun. You can bow hunt pigs and deer. That's it.
That's
interesting.
Yeah. A little small, 465
And it looks like,
acres.
if I had to guess, it looks like a split of like 1 to 2. Like the northwest unit would be 1/3. The south east unit is probably 2/3 of the 465 acres to be exact.
Absolutely.
This is weird. I want to check it out on Google Earth.
It looks like hardwoods. There's a lot of people. I don't know. It seems like it would be in a place where you could, you'd want to hunt kind of those areas where these deer are probably moving from private to public, feeding on private and coming back over to public to bed down.
I can see that.
It's an interesting spot, no doubt, and one that I was like,
hang a stand, see what's happening.
Do a hang and hunt, which I'm all about this year.
Just rolling and hanging a stand and see what happens. Going in super early.
Yeah, just kind of getting in there and that is. It is about a 2-hour drive from here, so it's not bad at all.
That's still 2 hours. That's when it's early.
That's getting up at 2 in the morning and packing the truck and rolling out and.
Oh, but if you're gonna hike in, leaving before that.
Yeah. You got to get in there early. Got to get in early.
Man, that's the kind of spot that there's like one local guy that.
Who
knows about it, and he's been hunting the same spot for a while.
Same dude you're gonna stop at, the one gas station that's open to get some coffee
and run into him,
and you're gonna follow him out there, and he's gonna be like, "I'm going left," and that's where all the deer are at. So don't go that way.
Yeah, it's one of those where you just pull up, you're gonna see there's a truck in the parking lot, being like, "All right, so this place is spent."
Yeah,
back up.
And it's funny is there's up north there's a place I duck hunted for years, and I would see the same guys pretty pretty often, and there's the same gas station we all stopped at. Like, it became a thing. Like, at 3 o'clock in the morning, if somebody's wearing camo, it's duck season, it's like, we're headed to the same place. Because there's no other place around here.
Yeah.
And nobody else comes up here for this reason. And everybody got along pretty well.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You kind of get used to... I mean, I think that's the way that most people are who are public land hunters, who are not new public land hunters.
Right.
They're pretty much like, yeah, come on out. Like, if you're going to put the work I'm going to put in, then we'll figure out how to share it. And they'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You act like an asshole, you're going to get treated like one, though. So, fair warning. All right, what's the next one?
This one looks pretty big and interesting. I mean, it is big, but I've focused mostly on Region 4. That going through this is just as interesting to me as I hope it is for everyone listening. Because I like looking through these and talking about all this stuff is. I want to get out to these places more. There's on this one. There's no designated camping spots.
What's the name of this place?
This place is called White Oak Creek, Unit 727. Right, it's in Morris County, from what I can tell, the north side of it, which is in between Titus Cass and Bowie. There's just so much going on here.
Yeah, about a 2.5-hour drive from Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, if there was some camping, that would be a definite, like, we'd go for the weekend, hang and hunt for the weekend. But I'm sure you could find some camping around there somewhere, a KOA or something.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Was that about 25,000 acres?
Yeah, I was about to say right under 25,777. Means restrictions. Firearms are restricted to shotguns and rimfire rifles or handguns except during feral hog general. Special regulations. Interstate designated entrance points is required. Only hunters are required to possess APH. Waterfowl decoys can't be left overnight. Equestrian trails are open all year except when the area is entirely closed. Disabled access, contact them so you can let them know you use an ATV. Entire area is closed October 28th and 29th, November 4th, 5th, 6th, and November 8th, 9th, 10th. Man, there's a bunch of little places to launch canoes and small crafts.
That's perfect.
And that's something you don't see everywhere. There's equestrian trails, public boat ramp, public hunting area is pretty much runs this creek the whole way, White Oak Creek. Just ride around it the whole way down, which is cool.
It's nice. It's so big, but it seems so straightforward. There's nothing like crazy in here, like dates that are blocked out, at least that I'm seeing. But white-tailed deer, feral hog, spring eastern turkey, quail, mourning dove, waterfowl, early-tailed duck, woodcock. I mean, you name it, you can hunt it.
It sits on the Sulphur River?
Exactly.
White Oak Creek, Sulphur River, yeah.
Yeah, mostly bottomland, hardwood forest. So
archery only whitetail, September 30th through January 7th. One deer, pretty much same as everywhere else. One unbranched antler, inside spread of 13 inches. Feral hogs, no limit, obviously. Feral hogs may be harvested while engaged in any legal hunt, provided the hunter uses a means that corresponds with that particular hunt. When you see that means if you're duck hunting and you see a pig, put all that steel shot in its face.
Yeah.
If you're dove hunting and shooting dove loads, put all 3 rounds in its face.
Shoot it immediately.
Yeah. That means there's a ton of pigs out here.
You have a good chance of hunting pigs.
They don't put those notes, those specific, you can shoot this shit anytime you see it.
We call that incentive.
Yeah. You can shoot it anytime you see it. Just make sure what you've got in your hand is legal.
Incredible.
So, yeah, it's amazing. There's a shotgun and rimfire season for feral hogs. Rimfire feral hogs amazing. They just say, take your 22 and shoot him in the eyeball. Like, we don't give a shit. You never see that.
Rimfire.
Rimfire. Take your 22. If you really want to nerd out, get a suppressor for it so it's like shooting pellet gun. Go shoot them in the ear holes.
Go talk to Gavin Patterson. He'll hook you up with a suppressor. I mean, you'll go through the legal methods, obviously, but he is a suppressor dealer and can help you out with that, or at least point you in the way of a legal dealer.
Which company does he work for now?
You're gonna ask me that for real?
It's okay if you don't remember. Just say you don't remember.
I don't remember. Sorry, Gavin. Look up Gavin Patterson on Facebook. Hit him up. He'll help you out.
Put shotguns to slugs and buckshot. I mean, shooting slugs at pigs will kill them. Go do that. Well. September 30th through January 7th. So that means it's during deer season, which is kind of odd to me because they usually try to change that.
Separate that.
So I can only shoot deer with a bow, but I can drag a shotgun out there and the whole
pigs.
Yeah. Why don't you just open deer season for shotgun also?
Because they don't. They know that you're not going to shoot a deer, but you will shoot a pig. So.
What do you mean?
I think it's probably just they're overrun with pigs, probably to the point that it's pushed the deer population out of some degree.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's nice. It's not like a big block, like square foot wise. It's not a big square. It's not a big chunk. It's kind of thin, spread out, so you can really get away in a lot of different areas. I think you were talking about maybe doing kayak access. That's nice to see.
So during feral hog general season, if I'm reading this correctly, you can rifle hunt them. Because it says general season, January 8th through April 1st. Deer's over. No firearm restrictions. The use of dogs is only allowed from February 1st to the 28th. Dog identification required.
One of these spots I was seeing, you can bait
pigs
as well. You can bait for pigs after there's a season where they say you baiting is allowed from this time to this time.
Yeah.
Which, if that is even more of the little cherry on top to...
This place lets you use rifles and shotgun. Rifles during just pig season. Lets you use shotguns during deer season. It has a dog season. Like, if you are just interested in shooting pigs on public land, this looks like the place to go.
It's in Bowie, Cass, Morrison, Titus counties.
Yeah. Dove season, September 1st through November 12th, December 15th to December 31st. I think that's pretty standard issue. Waterfowl, same as pretty much everywhere else. Early teal, north duck zone, 1/2 hour before sunrise to noon, except when the area is closed. Woodcock and snipe may be taken during the shooting hours and season dates for waterfowl. Squirrel, October 1st through February 25th, shotgun and rimfire only. Coyotes, fur bears, rabbits, and hares, September 1st through April 15th, no bag limit. Fishing, you got to have your APH or LPU while fishing on WMA. Huh. Local rivers and creeks are not WMA property. Interesting.
So if you're fishing, you need an APH.
Yeah, on this one. Wow. You don't see that often either. Mm-mm. So this is you can rifle hunt pigs. You can shotgun hunt pigs during deer season. You've got to have an APH to fish. You can shotgun hunt squirrels, rabbits, fur bears, coyotes. Am I reading that right? Yeah. Shotgun and rimfire hunt them. So, interesting. I don't understand this. Why do all these seasons, like general pig season, February 1st through 28th, January 8th through April 1st. Oh, that's use of dogs. General season, January 8th through April 1st. What's going on during May, June, and July, and August? I'd go, what are we doing right now? Going to look for pigs on Buddy's property.
Exactly.
If there was a couple camping areas out here, I'd go camping. If
pigs.
If you should say, let me use a shotgun, that'd be fine. But I'd take my bow if you let me take my bow.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's my
Let's go fuck around with pigs and camp all weekend. I just don't understand if this place clearly has a pig problem.
Yeah.
So open a year-round or all summer archery only, or hell, shotgun only, or shotgun and archery pig season.
Yeah.
And let people try to thin the herd some. I don't know.
Think that would
I don't get it.
I don't know. There's got to be a reason.
We need to have another game warden on.
We do.
Right.
Maybe
we'll
reach out to Luke Baker, who is the contact for White Oak there. We may reach out to Luke and say,
be like, hey, why can't we shoot pigs all summer?
Or is it cool? And you'll let us come shoot pigs there.
I wonder if it's the same reason, like, they don't let you go, like, shed hunting for elk sheds some places, just in terms of, like, pressure.
Just like
if people are there all summer long, then by the time the deer season comes in, maybe the hunting wouldn't be as good. Which, in fact, then in turn, people wouldn't hunt it as much because it's not as good, and then, yeah, I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah.
I could see that.
We'll have to get Luke on the podcast.
Yeah, Luke, if you hear this.
Yeah, Luke, if you're a fan.
Mom, after you download our podcast, call Luke for us.
Call Luke for us. Ma!
Since there's like
the meatloaf!
Three of our listeners are moms.
Exactly.
Man, we're getting a bunch of dove leases, or a couple of dove leases here.
I didn't think there was quite as many dove leases on this one as there was Region 4.
It's a tiny little one, Germany.
No, that's a country.
No. In Houston County, my friend. 64 acres of dove lease called Germany.
Wow.
Unit 2511. There's squirrel, actually. I don't know why I said dove lease. I assumed since it was so small.
It's just a dove lease.
It was dove lease. You can't shoot dove on it. So
the one thing you can't shoot here is dove on this dove lease.
Everything I just said is wrong. Youth only squirrel, September 23rd and 24th. Legal game. OSR required each day. Squirrel, October 1st through February 25th and May 1st through 31st. Like, see, there's some getting into summer. May, like shooting some squirrels.
I mean, which I am all about because
now that you've eaten some.
I tell you what, I won't go out into the deer woods if there is a squirrel season going on without a small game tip in my quiver.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shoot one of those bastards and
eat it.
So sous vide that thing and
make some squirrel bomb meat.
Oh man,
it was good, wasn't it?
Oh my god, I was thinking about it the other day. Just like, man,
it was good.
And I'm listening to Renella's podcast, and he's got that Jewel sous vide thing on there all the time, and I'm like, I need one.
The Innova, like mine on Prime Day a while back, was like $79.
Damn it!
You made a mistake.
I made a huge mistake because I look at it all the time.
And if I would have known you were looking, I would have let you know. I just thought you, meh. But now I'll keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
All my other buddies who want one already bought one. So now you're top of my list.
Yeah, I want to get one. Especially, like I said, that one that has the Bluetooth adapters.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi and stuff.
Rabbit trailing.
Yeah. Means restrictions. Air rifles and shotguns with no larger than number 4 lead shot for squirrel, rabbits, and hares. Shotguns with slugs, the only legal means for feral hog.
Yeah.
So that means you can go pig hunt out here all the way to the end of May, which is nice. But what about June and July? August, like maybe lay off the pressure some. But there's no whitetail hunt out here even. Who gives a shit? It's 65 acres.
It's not just a field. We got to look at it on Onyx.
It's legitimately a field. But, whatever. So yeah, if you want to just go stomp around with a shotgun and look for some pigs, you can spot and stalk hogs in Texas. I've done it.
Yeah.
If you can run up on them, they're not super attentive.
They don't see very well.
No, they don't.
If you can get it in the wind, that's going to be the way you spot.
Yeah.
They don't even smell like. I've walked up on them wearing blue jeans and a camouflage T-shirt at Proctor's.
Yeah, but you probably had a good wind. You had a good wind.
I wasn't paying attention to the wind. I could have gotten lucky.
Yeah.
But I just feel like
that's their strongest attribute is their nose.
Sure. But I also feel like they know they're an apex predator.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're clearly going to spook. I just don't think it's as easy as.
No, they're definitely easier.
They definitely know they're top of the heap. Like, fuck this.
I mean, I've walked up on them.
Yeah.
Numerous times in the woods. And been like, shit.
Yep.
It's too dark to shoot.
That's a tiny little place. The next one's even tinier. And yet again, before I speak wrongly, there's no dove on it, which is odd. It's called Bellet, Houston County. 11 acres.
It's something.
It's squirrel and rabbit hunting. Air rifles, the only legal means. Yet again, this is one that interests me because I didn't know that we had these 11-acre air rifle rabbit hunting things.
How perfect for like a father like teaching his son maybe the first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm not against it. I just never delve into this.
Can I take my pump?
Yeah.
Like,
I've got my Red Ryder.
Yeah, like the one I grew up with, where you pumped
10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then its seal would blow out. You'd pump it if I pump it 200 times, what is just turn it into a 50 cal? Never did. Never did.
So yeah, rabbits and hares October 1st through May 31st. Squirrel October 1st through February 25th, and May 1st through 31st. There's no camping or anything. If there was some camping, I could go rabbit hunt with a pellet gun. That might be. That's fun.
Absolutely.
Wow, these are interesting little things.
I'm super interested in these.
Yeah, like I didn't know. 11 acres. I mean, how did that end up being a place to actually hunt? Like, did they lease it from somebody?
Yeah, I'd always love to know the stories how these places get acquired.
Yeah. Next one. Angelina Nietzsche's. I'm sure I butchered that. Whatever. / Dan B. WMA. Unit 707, 12,706 acres on the border between Tyler and Jasper County. There's some youth hunts. Only 5 access points.
For what, 12,636 acres?
12,706.
Oh.
They all are right here on the river. Huh. Whitetail deer, 1 buck and 2 antlerless all seasons combined. Legal buck, standard issue. Unbranched antler, 13-inch spread. Archery only. September 30th through November 3rd. Either sex. General season November 4th through January 7th. Muzzle loader January 8th through 21st. Buck must have at least 1 unbranched antler. Muzzle loader and a general. But it doesn't specify that general season. I guess that's a rifle season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would interpret that as.
Feral hogs, year-round, no limit, all legal firearms, archery, and crossbows. So you can just go murder pigs.
Yep.
Rifle, whatever. Waterfowl, standard issue, 1/2 hour before sunrise to noon. Each day early teal, north zone duck, and eastern zone goose, including any conservation seasons. Woodcock, rail, gannel, snipe, anytime during open season. Dove, September 1st through November 5th, December 15th through January 7th. It says quail, predators, fur bear, squirrel, crayfish, rabbits, and hares. But it doesn't really say anything about it that I can see. I guess you can just hunt those or get them. Because it says frogs, daily bag of 25. Fishing, no APH required. Trapping, October 28th through March 25th. Fur bears and predators only. Only hunters required to possess APH. Non-toxic shot required for all migratory game. Bird hunting. Camping on the area is permitted is by permit only obtained from Corps of Engineers.
Yeah,
so that's cool. It doesn't list any camping spots, but you could camp out there. That might be cool.
It says primitive camping. Yeah.
Perfect.
Accessible by boat?
Yeah. Kayak in and camp somewhere.
Wow.
Absolutely.
A hanging hunt. Like you do at Arch beginning September 30th. That's not cold.
No. Oh, fuck no.
Get out there during archery season. Do a hanging hunt out of your kayak. That'd be fun.
Let's do that this year. This is gonna be a total online scouting. We'll get the crew together. Everybody can do
And we'll throw it up here on the big screen.
Yeah.
And we'll nerd out. Like, this is where we're camping.
Everybody, yeah, exactly. We'll camp. Everybody gets to pick kind of their own spot. And the winner, first put a deer down wins.
Or a pig.
Or a pig, yeah.
You got hooves on the ground?
Yeah, you get hooves on the ground.
A deer trumps a pig, but...
Absolutely.
If the only thing shot is a pig, you win. If everybody shoots a pig, we all win.
Dude, I'm down with that.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
Especially now that I got the trolling motor and I don't have to do any work. I'll be like, sorry, suckers. See y'all later.
I'm doing that. You've convinced me. As easy as it was to register that thing, I was like, it's definitely worth it.
Super easy.
There's some spots that I want to access that are like a little over 2 miles in, just super tight,
long fucking
little
paddle,
corners.
man.
I'm like, you know what? It's time to
Plus,
break out the
it's like
batteries.
now I can go upstream or downstream on creeks.
Yeah.
Where I don't have to worry about freaking current.
Upstream's the bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the wind.
With a deer on it. So.
With a deer. Yeah,
Yeah.
no thank you. So this place definitely is a... this is going to be a hanging hunt. This is a backcountry. This is going to be a backcountry hunt. Texas public land backcountry hunt.
Man,
Yeah.
Let's do this damn thing. It's going to be interesting.
Show you, Colorado.
Yeah, screw you, Colorado.
Oh, all right. I mean, that's kind of that one. Next one, Caddo. Unit 730.
Maybe like take Friday off. Head out there early.
Do a gear shakedown
Do a hunt.
on Friday.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like where your head's at.
and then head out Friday afternoon. Get down there and hunt Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Or like wake up crack of dawn. Head out Thursday after work. And then go do a duck hunt on Friday.
No, we're talking doing archery.
Oh, you're right.
Because it won't be cold. I hate camping in the cold unless it's for an elk.
Or I'll take a High Country mule deer.
Yeah, I mean, hunting for an ungulate,
You can wrap your head around.
I can make myself camp in the cold and prepare for it. I just can't do it for a Texas whitetail. Like, I've got my, quote, grocery hunts on Buddy's property every day, and I still want to take one, every year. I still want to take a public land deer, but I don't know. There's just something about freezing my ass off. I don't know.
You can't get behind that, huh?
Not yet. Maybe someday.
I don't blame you.
Not for this, 150-pound deer.
Soaking wet.
Yeah, exactly.
Max would stack up to him.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. I'd be comparable to see how much meat we can get off Max versus a whitetail.
He's meaty.
He is a meaty dog. He's passed out right now.
He finally gave up. It's like, screw it.
Yeah, he was
like,
running
I'm out.
around.
He's like, I'm not getting fed. You people are busy. I'm out.
No one's paying attention to me.
Caddo. We're going to say in Unit 730, 8,100 acres. Interesting. Land portion of WMA, including access to the lake through the WMA, is closed April 27th through 29th. The use of permanent duck blinds is prohibited. All turkey hunts are drawn by special permit only. See the public draw hunt system, so you don't turkey hunt unless you draw. And legal shooting hours. So, whitetail deer. 1 buck, 2 antlerless, legal bucks, standard issue, 1 unbranched or 13-inch spread. Archery only, September 30th through November 3rd. Isn't archery starting October 1st this year?
September 30th.
It still is?
30th, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because they've already put dates out. And
It's actually September 29th, I believe, this year.
Is it?
Yep.
Is that the Saturday?
Oh, I believe so.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Yep.
Man, I'll be getting back from elk the weekend prior. It's going to be a quick turnaround.
Sack up. Here we go.
I mean, man, if
Fucking,
if I stick an elk, I'm coming home early.
Right.
oh, no doubt,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Like, spin her up,
Dude.
I'm done here.
Yep.
You get that elk, like, go home, get rest, and then bring that shit over here and let's get it in the dry ager.
Something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then I'm hooking a generator up so that if the power goes out, we can, nothing happens.
We'll figure it out.
Because my freezer's pretty empty right now, so I don't have, like, freak out moments. But when we had deer in those freezers, like, in the dry ager and in just, like, deer in the freezer, I would, like, constantly check, like, are you on? Like,
dude, freezers, if everything in there's frozen cold and the power goes out, and if you don't open it, you've got days. Those things are...
I know, but...
They're
it's
built the same as Yetis. They're just have a compressor
They're
on
just
them.
not as easy to move around.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't open them, they're fine. You got days. Just don't open the freezers.
I'd never open them. It's just... I kind of freak out, though,
Yeah, I see that. All right. White-tailed deer Caddo. Archery only September 30th, November 3rd, December 2nd through the 10th. Either sex. General seasons 4th through the 19th, December 16th to 17th. Either sex. November 20th through December 1st, December 11th through 15th, December 18th through January 7th. Buck only. Muzzleloader January 8th through 21st. One antlerless only. So it's late season muzzleloader doe. Interesting. Feral hog, no bag limit. Same as the other one. You can shoot a pig during any legal hunt.
Dude, I may have to get a muzzleloader this year.
Yeah.
No, right?
Just go.
You got an extra 2 weeks there to tag on the end.
Just shoot a doe.
There's a couple camping spots on Caddo, too.
Yeah, Uncertain's got some places. I've been out with Gavin before to Uncertain, Texas. We did a fishing trip out there. There's some cool cabins out there on Caddo Lake that are...
Caddo's the only natural lake in Texas.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's got full of alligators.
It is a beautiful lake.
Is it?
Gavin and I rented a boat and went out there and fished for a weekend and had a blast. Had an absolute blast. Little cabin. It was no bigger than this room right here. Had a shitter and 2 beds and
wow,
that's
a
awesome.
sink, and it was a true fishing cabin, fishing shack. It was fun.
Didn't that excite you? You open the door and you're just like, all right, like here we go. Well, we're gonna make this work for several days.
I mean, it was like there was its own little bathroom, but for the most part, it was
close quarters.
It was tiny.
They were personal.
We sat up and got shit-faced and played chess all night by firelight. It was fun.
Man.
It was good times. And then went fishing. They cook you breakfast. It was a good place.
They cook you breakfast?
Cool.
Yeah, you go in there and she's making like breakfast tacos and that kind of stuff. And for your stay, you get that. Which is kind of nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. So.
Feral hog, anytime you're hunting anything else, you can kill them with whatever you have in your hand.
Yeah.
Provided it's legal. Shotgun and...
I would try like maybe a battery-powered nail gun. Do you think that would be...
Well, what about
that's a legal means? Like shoot a nail gun?
Would that be under general season?
Do you think that would classify as general season?
Only legal firearms and archery.
Can I shoot
what about a
gun?
captive bolt like a No Country for Old Men?
Oh, dude. Sneak up. Well, that's ultimate spot and
that
stock
is
right there.
Ultimate spot and
Oh,
stock.
this one I shot with a bolt.
Like
what?
One more time?
Like yeah, captive bolt.
I'll reach down out of a tree and stuck it in the back of its skull.
Exactly. Spear hunting is for wusses.
So you said this place is archery only, and it's buck only at some point?
Yes. And some antlerless only.
1 deer, 1 buck, 2 antlerless. With the AR restriction.
Okay.
November 20th through January 17th is buck only.
It's about right time to be looking for a buck, that November 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's cool. They got contains a permanently flooded bald cypress swamp, and I'm going to show you a picture of this, but that would be cool as hell.
Oh, yeah. That's a very neat... It's a beautiful place. It is...
Full of alligators, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wholeheartedly different than most lakes you'll ever go to in the state. I've done a bunch of camping there as a Boy Scout and then as an adult, and it's fun. It's a cool place.
Wow.
That swamp's where those alligators live.
Yeah.
I ain't looking to mess with them unless I'm out to kill one.
Right.
Go make yourself a pair of boots. What would you do with an alligator if you got it? Boots.
Lauren says she has to kill an alligator soon. And she says, I want to make boots and then eat the rest of it.
I'm cool with eating an alligator.
Absolutely.
I'd give that a try.
Have you ever never had it?
I've not had alligator.
It's good. I mean, I've had it, random restaurants at
like.
Yeah.
Razzoos.
Yeah, I think I've definitely. Yeah, I think I've had it there. Other places, but I think now that you mentioned, I've probably had it Razzoos.
Probably Razzoos.
Yeah.
Some sort of like colored liquid fruit drink that's served in a fishbowl. No, you didn't go that far.
No way. Only on cruises.
Oh yeah, that's vacation drinking.
Yeah, nobody can ever prove it. If I'm on a boat in the middle of the ocean. Got through feral hog. Legal firearms and archery for the general season, November 4th through December 1st, December 11th through March 31st. Rifling out there. There's shotgun and rimfire season also. The rimfire pig seasons entertain me.
Rimfire pig season. What's the biggest rimfire rifle you can get?
Shit, not much over 22 caliber.
I was gonna say that's like
I mean, 22 will do it if you shoot him in the ear hole,
right?
But it's not ideal. 17 HMR is so fast it might liquefy some brains on the way through.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds funny.
They're just like any means, guys.
Whatever you want to do.
17 Winchester
Please.
Super Magnum.
Yeah.
So 17 caliber.
17 caliber.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know that one.
A 20 grain that reaches 3,000 feet per second, and a 25 grain that shoots 26 feet per second. Weird.
I have a buddy that would boast that he would sit up on top of a knoll with his truck and a wind, what do you call it, like for wind factoring, and he'd use a 17, and he would shoot hogs off of his fucking hill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, it looks very similar to like a 223 bullet. It's not that much different. Google 17 Winchester Super Magnum, and it looks fairly comparable to what a 223 bullet would be.
And it's rimfire?
It's rimfire. It has zero. It looks like the ass end of a 22. God, is there anything funner than shooting a 22?
It's like shooting a BB gun.
I mean, it's
pretty much
fun. So much fun. So much fun.
It is.
Especially when you get an old one, the kinds that with the rod.
Oh yeah,
rod.
tube loaders.
Oh yeah,
yeah, tube mag.
There's something so
That's what my brother shoots, and it's. I mean, there's so much fun. I want to get an AR-22.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like
especially for rabbit hunting at night.
Oh.
You can bolt on a light.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Waterfowl. Shooting hours at noon. Standard North Zone early teal season. Woodcocks, rails, gallinals, snipe. Same as waterfowl. Squirrels, rabbits, hares. October 1st to November 3rd, November 20th through December 1st, December 18th through February 25th, and May 1st to 31st, shotgun and rimfire only. Dove, Central Zone, quail, January 8th through February 25th. You can do fish and crayfish. Bullfrogs, fur bearers, be it raccoons, beaver, and nutria only. January 8th to March 4th, shotgun and rimfire trapping is allowed. Coyotes, January 8th to March 4th, shotgun and rimfire. Special regulations, use of horses allowed on September 1st through September 30th and June 1st through August 31st. An LPU permit is required to enter upon this land for recreational purposes, and an APH permit is required to hunt anywhere within the area. Special regs, all deer harvested from the beginning of the legal shooting hours until the end of the legal shooting hours on November 4th to 5th, 11th, 12th, 18th, to 19th, and December 16th and 17th must be checked at the designated deer's check station. Check station hours will be from sunrise until 7 p.m. Saturday, Sunday. So, Caddo's neat.
Yeah.
It's just a ways out there.
It is a ways. I mean, it's when you see it's on the border between Texas and Louisiana, so
yeah,
it's a haul, but probably worth it. So, what's this next one? Alizan Bayou, WMA.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the Blount Tract. It is Unit 747E, and it's 2,255 acres. It is in Nacogdoches County. Looks pretty close to. It looks like it's probably in pretty solid proximity to the Angelina National Forest. The Alizan Bayou runs right through here, and it is bordered by. Looks like it's bordered by the Stephen F. Austin Experimental Forest.
Experimental Forest.
That's exactly what it says, Stephen F. Austin Experimental Forest. So on this place, you can archery whitetail hunt September 30th through January 7th. You can take either sex. This is a place that is closed for some of the draw hunts, and that is October 28th through November 10th. And then in December, the 8th and the 9th. It is an AR, so outside of the ears, unbranched antler inside spread of at least 13 inches. Feral pigs open year-round, except for when the property is closed. Legal means for taking feral hogs are archery, crossbow, muzzleloaders, and shotgun. Baiting is legal for feral hogs after the last day of waterfowl season.
All right.
Until August 31st. So
nice.
You can bait all year long here, which is kind of neat.
Very nice.
Typical waterfowl, shooting hours are 1.5 hours before sunrise to noon. Hunters access beyond parking areas begin at 4 a.m. So this place you can go in at 4 a.m. Early teal, north zone for ducks, eastern zone for goose, snipe rail and gun-ills, woodcocks, dove hits the central zone. You got squirrels, shotgun, rimfire, and use of dogs is prohibited from October 1st to December 15th. You got rabbits and hares, bullfrogs, crayfish, any type of fishing as well, fur bears and predators. Trapping is allowed February 1st through May 31st, fur bears and predators only. I think that'd be kind of cool to start, maybe go out and do a little trapping. It's probably a pretty good little haul out there, though, but...
Yeah.
To have to go trick traps, but I guess it'd be kind of cool to go camp maybe for a weekend.
It'd be more fun to just bait a bunch of pigs on a weekend.
That's right.
Camp and drink some beers and sit in a stand over some corn and see what happens.
And see if you can't pop some pigs in the head.
Yeah.
Maybe make a run out there and see how much we can pack out. Maybe make that a hike to hunt.
Until August.
Right. With a bunch of corn on a pack.
See, like you can hunt feral hogs until August 31st.
Over bait.
Over bait.
Exactly.
Over bait.
That's the place to go.
After waterfowl season, you can hunt pigs over bait here.
As soon as like seasons are over and it halfway warms up,
just
you haul ass out there.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody else giving a shit about pigs.
No.
That's called a gimme.
Yeah.
It's about 6.5 miles south of Nacogdoches.
Yeah, that's a. So
three entrances along FM 2782 with information registration stations.
And it has a weird waterfowl sanctuary right in the middle of it. Do you see that?
And it's like a 1/4 mile square at most.
Just like in the middle of it. It's just on probably a power line, I'd imagine. So, looks like an interesting place.
That's where you need to do. Or do they allow deer hunting on there?
Yep, whitetail, archery only. No legal, no rifle hunting at all.
There's some advice to anyone deer hunting out there is get near that waterfowl refuge area. You know, no one's going to be hunting near there.
It's true.
Right?
That's
if it's
true.
a waterfowl refuge, so.
I mean, you go hunt in the waterfowl refuge area. Because waterfowl, like to duck hunt, sitting outside of a waterfowl refuge area is good business.
Yeah.
Because the ducks know they're safe in there, but they come and go from there.
Yeah. Right.
Like sit a few hundred yards off the borders of it.
Right.
Absolutely. Especially because there's a little creek that runs right over there. Ooh.
Yep.
Wood duck heaven.
Chock full of them. Yep.
I guarantee you there's a bunch of wood ducks in there. So. All right, so this place is broken up into a secondary location that is across the county line or across the Angelina River, and it is the Old River Tract. Pretty similar to the seasons. You got white-tailed deer, pigs, waterfowl, snipe, rails and gunnels, woodcocks, doves, squirrels, rabbits, hares, bullfrogs, and trapping. So a lot of the same stuff. Like I said, it is just a little farther up the river. They do not border each other. They don't touch each other, so you would have to have access through the river to move from one track to the next. But very interesting to. Seems like a pretty cool place to go.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get all the way down that Alcazan Bayou in a kayak, and then get out to that Angelina River, and it'd be interesting to try to make a little trip into. But pretty cool little spot here.
Yeah.
It is cool.
All right, so this next place is called Campbell Global, and it's owned by Campbell Global, which is a tree.
Yep.
It's like a timber company.
Yep.
And so it is 16,851 acres, and it is all kinds broken up, and it is kind of looks like it sits right in the middle of Liberty, and there is all kinds of little creeks, and I mean, there's some camping. It looks like a pretty cool little spot. But you got white-tailed deer, antlerless, archery only. You can get either sex, battling at 1 buck, 2 does, and then a legal buck has to have the outside spread of 13 inch or the inside spread of 13 inches. Archery only for feral hogs, October 31st through March 31st. This is a spring turkey hunting spot. Waterfowl as well. You can all day hunt during early teal season. It's pretty cool. Woodcocks, rails, gunnels, and snipes, dove, quail. Oh, there's some quail there. Be interested to give that a go.
That's what they say in multiple of these.
But
I don't not believe it. I just know, quail's tough.
Quail is tough.
And they got decimated for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm hoping that's one of those boom and bust type things where it's like they've gone away and they come back.
Yeah.
And they come back strong and get out there and do some quail hunting because that's interesting to me. But, yeah, Campbell Global, Unit 122. There's not a whole ton of information on this place, but it is very – this is a if you've ever – to pull the – this is a place that you'd want onX maps. This is probably one of the most fractured and broken up spots
oh my God.
that I've ever seen public land-wise in the state of Texas. There's little cuts, and there's right in the middle of certain places you've got private land, which is probably leased out to somebody. So, you are going to want to have onX maps for this place if you go check out. It's in Newton County. Near Liberty or Burkerville.
You're probably always going to want the most updated map because I know these timber companies are known for sometimes leasing or selling off a parcel and sometimes can change the...
And it looks like this place is just... It's very random. Most of these places have some sort of contiguous shape to them. This place looks like it's all over the place. So pretty interesting spot, though. Way out on the border. Down... closer to Houston than it is Dallas, it looks like. So, interesting spot, though.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right. Let's see here. Where's our next spot? Sabine River Authority? Yeah. This one looks like on the border as well.
Yeah, 7,500 acres. Whitetail, 1 buck, 2 antlerless. Unbranched or 13-inch spread and buck. Archery only, September 30th through November 3rd. General season November 4th through January 7th. Muzzleloaders January 8th through 21st again. But you can shoot either sex during muzzleloader. I think on the last one it was doe only or antlerless only. Feral hog, no closed season, all legal firearms and archery.
Nice.
So yeah, there's clearly plenty of pigs here. Waterfowl, standard issue, half hour before sunset to noon, all day early teal. Same for woodcock, rail, organal, snipe, dove, September 1st through November 5th, December 15th through January 7th. Fishing, crayfish, predators, bullfrogs, squirrels, rabbits, hares, fur bearers. Bullfrogs daily limit of 25. Trapping November 1st through March 31st. Fur bearers and predators only. Use of horses only allowed September 1st through September 30th. April 1st through August 31st. Means restrictions. Non-toxic shocks required for all migratory bird. A few youth hunts. Nothing crazy. Just really squirrely on Sabine River, I guess it is, in the Upper Toledo Bend Reservoir.
Yeah, very weird kind of lay of land.
It's a hard map to read, even.
Yeah, looks very... I don't know. I'm not very familiar with that whole place, but obviously pretty interesting little spot to check out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's near Deadwood or Galloway. Those are going to be your nearest towns.
Next one. Moore Plantation WMA Unit 902, 26,455 acres.
Yeah, this one's on the Sabine National Forest.
Yep, south of Hemp Hill. Mandatory deer check station for anything harvested from the beginning of legal shooting hours on Saturday, November 4th until noon on Sunday, November 5th. You have to field dressing prior. Receive a metal harvest tag for the deer to be considered legal. Very interesting. Check station hours from sunrise till 7 p.m. Saturday and sunrise till 3 p.m. on Sunday.
So this is a Texas Parks and Wildlife WMA on the National Forest.
Yeah.
White-tailed deer, 1 buck, 2 antlerless, pretty much the same as everywhere else. Buck or 1 unbranched or 13-inch inside spread. Archery only, September 30th to November 3rd. No USFS antlerless deer permit required. I don't know what that is. So, but you don't have to have it. General season, November 4th through January 7th, buck only unless in possession of a USFS antlerless deer permit obtained from the USFS. See USFS, say that a few times. Additional restrictions section for more information on antlerless deer permits. USFS, I don't know what that is.
United States Forest Service.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
It's late.
Yeah, it's late. Interesting. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, so that's a permit that I think I mean, obviously you get through the Forest Service and will allow you to take a doe.
Yeah. Muzzleloader, January 8th through 21st, either sex. Standard issues for buck. You don't have to have you have Forest Service permit for doe during that. Feral hog, year-round, all legal means. Go kill them. Spring Eastern turkey.
Shoot him in the face!
Exactly. Make lasagna.
Take lasagna.
It's delicious.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Spring Eastern turkey, April 15th to May 14th, 1 gobbler only. Shotgun, archery, and crossbow only. No baiting. All turkey harvested must be tagged and reported using the My Texas Hunt Harvest app within 24 hours. Waterfowl standard issue, half hour before sunrise to noon. Each day of early teal, north zone duck, east zone goose. Same for woodcock, rail, gannel, snipe. Dove September 1st through November 5th, December 15th to January 7th. You got your fur bearer, squirrel, predators, quail, rabbits, and hares. 25 bullfrogs a day. Trapping October 28th to March 25th. Fur bearers and predators only. Use of horses are allowed year-round. Pretty standard issue. There's a big chunk of private land in the middle.
Yeah, it's weird. Seems like a weird little square spot. But I bet this is managed property owned by the United States Forest Service and Campbell Global, so I'd imagine there's a very,
hard boundaries. That's where Onyx comes in. So you don't wander
into no man's land.
Yeah.
This is in Jasper County and Sabine County, so
I would not want to wander on anyone's private land out in deep East Texas.
No
way.
You will not come back. Yellow pine land. Do you think they have like pine trees there?
Maybe. Like one.
One, maybe
One.
two.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Next one, Bannister WMA Unit 903.
Well, there's some big ass spots out there.
Yeah, 25,658
Moore was
acres.
26. Bannister 25,000. It's a lot of acres.
Yeah, it's a big chunk, but it's got some big chunks in the middle that are private too. It's owned by Campbell Global and USFS.
It's like, I think that's the football thing that Donald Trump was involved in like the 80s, right?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Maybe? No.
Sure, why not?
Who knows?
White-tailed deer, 1 buck, 2 antlerless, standard buck slots, 1 unbranched or inside spread of 13 inches. Archery only, September 30th through November 3rd. No Forest Service antlerless permit required during general season, which is November 4th through January 7th. Buck only unless you get your Forest Service tag for antlerless. Muzzleloader, January 8th through 21st, first either sex. No Forest Service tag required for antlerless. Pigs year-round, all legal means. Shoot them in the face. Spring Eastern Turkey, same as before, April 15th to May 14th. Shotgun archery, crossbow only.
Harder to shoot than an Eastern Turkey.
Oh my God. I don't want to talk about it. Shotgun archery, crossbow only. No baiting. Got to tag and report to the Texas Hunt or Harvest app within 24 hours. Waterfowl. Half hour before sunrise to noon. Same with woodcock, rail, gannel, snipe. Dove, September 1st through November 5th, December 15th to January 7th. Bullfrogs, 25 a day. Trappings, October 29th to March 26th. Fur bearers and predators only. Use of horses are allowed year-round. Pretty standard. Weird cut-up thing with a big chunk missing out the middle.
Yeah, several chunks, just kind of weird spots just missing. Which probably means those are good spots to try. You know?
Yeah.
I would think that those are places you want to go to pretty quickly and kind of work around.
Sit on the edge of them.
Exactly.
They know.
All right.
North Toledo Bend WMA Unit 615, 2,675 acres. Note, the main gate may be closed for Texas Department of Transportation for replacing a bridge on the main road if served the area will be accessible by boat or foot only until the project's completed. Very interesting. There's like 2 access points. One looks like a boat ramp. The other one looks like you could...
In the middle of the lake?
Yeah.
I don't know. These maps are weird. This lake is so weird because it's like, I'm guessing that the lake, Toledo Bend, just grows all over the place. It just kind of goes depending on what's going on. So
yeah,
pretty small compared to the other ones we've been looking at, you know.
Yeah, it's down there near Joaquin.
Right on the edge of Sabine National Forest.
Yep, Shelby County. White-tailed deer, 1 buck, 2 antlerless. Legal bucks, 1 unbranched, 13 inches. Archery only, September 30th through January 7th. Muzzleloader only, January 8th through 21st. Antlers or spike only. Feral hog, no bag limit, no close season, but only shotguns, muzzleloaders, archery, and crossbows may be used.
Yet another reason to get a muzzleloader.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like you got some opportunity.
Yeah.
Waterfowl, shooting hours, half hour before sunrise to noon. Each day of early teal. Only on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sundays of North Zone duck and Eastern Zone goose. I'm guessing the same for woodcock, rail, gannel, snipe. Dove, September 1st through November 5th, December 15th through January 7th. 25 bullfrogs a day. Trapping, November 1st through March 31st. Fur bearers and predators only. There's also shotgun and muzzleloader and archery for fur bearers and predators. It doesn't give a date, so I guess it's year-round?
For
fur bearers and predators.
I'm guessing. Yeah, probably.
I feel like there's typos in this book sometimes.
I absolutely believe there are. And a quick search of Toledo Bend WMA will produce the individual who you should contact.
Ask them these questions.
Yeah.
Perfect little place, though.
We hold no liability for you not doing that.
The Stormwater, sir, loosen the handcuffs. The Stormwater Creek guys told me
that this is okay. Squirrel, shotgun, and rimfire. Rabbits and hares, shotgun, and rimfire. There's horse regulations. September 1st through the 26th and March 16th through August 31st are the only time they're allowed.
Oh, Robert Bob Parker. 936-569-8547 if you want to learn more about this special.
What was it, 2,600 acres?
It is 2,600 acres. And I will tell you that anytime that they say insect repellent is recommended for mosquitoes, woo, good luck.
Take 3 cans of it and a Thermacell.
And a Thermacell.
That's all year.
Yeah.
Almost all year.
No question. What's the next one here? Old Sabine Bottom. Isn't this where you drew last year, Abe?
It is where I drew last year.
So,
Old Sabine River Bottom. Old friend, how are you? This is a beautiful place, man. I tell you, we've had Chris on the podcast several times, but this is Chris's stomping grounds. Chris Farrell, who's a wildlife biologist for Texas Parks and Wildlife. I can't tell you, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Well-manicured trails. Lots of great area, and this is one of those places that when I went there really was like the genesis of me wanting to put a trolling motor on my kayak to move up and down the Sabine River there, because it borders that thing, and that is like there's some spots you can get into that are just off the. You're gonna have a hard time. It's a long walk back to some of these spots, and it's nice, man. So I can't talk anything good about this place, but mainly archery only for white-tailed deer. It is part of the draw hunt system, so there's certain dates it's closed. Check those out. You've got feral hogs, and man, there's not a time that feral hogs aren't getting shot out there. I mean, it's nonstop for that place. Waterfowl. I mean, I would imagine this is pretty cool little spot for maybe wood ducks, maybe mallards get in there. But there's a couple lakes that are in there that I did some walking around on that probably be pretty good to set up on maybe, and who knows, So you may want to check those out. But waterfowl, woodcocks and snipes, squirrels, fur bears or raccoons only, and you can take those by shotgun or rimfire if you're into the raccoon hunting thing. Rabbits and hares runs with squirrel season. Fishing is allowed year-round, and coyotes from January 8th to March 31st, daylight only. Cool little spot. The eastern side of this place has access to ATVs or ORVs, and you'll need it. There's some spots out there that it's 5,700 acres, but it feels like 2 million. It's big. It's just a big open spot, and like I said, can't say enough about this place. So good stuff.
You didn't mention the raccoon specifics. Shooting hours are a half hour after sunset until a half hour before sunrise. So you can night hunt raccoons out there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Go after it.
So that's kind of cool.
Have at thee.
Put a herd on the trash pandas. There must be, for them to specifically say all that, there must be a raccoon problem.
Yeah.
I'd imagine so.
Because I don't think I've seen another
night hunting spot?
That or raccoon designation at all.
No. They're like, kill these raccoons.
We'll
have to bring that up to Chris. He's going to be on our podcast soon again.
Yeah.
We're going to bring him on and talk about all kinds of cool stuff.
We need to make a list of notes.
Yeah. Send your ideas in. If you want to ask a wildlife biologist, that show is coming up. So
start sending things now.
Reach out, email us, hit us up on the social media, and let us know.
We will answer your question.
We will ask Chris Farrell.
Last one in Region 5.
Looks like we made it.
Alabama Creek, Unit 904,
Man, another big spot.
14,561 acres. I mean, pretty...
Davy Crockett National Forest.
Big chunk. There's some private pieces in there, but it's a big chunk. I mean, to eyeball it, it's...
Dude, I'd be interested in trying to get up on, like, Lancaster Creek there and just running that thing deep into it and seeing, like, how far can I get on this deal?
Is there any weird kayak access? I think the first one we were talking about,
no,
there's some can't access from the river, so that's cool.
There's, I mean, a couple access points near the river. I don't know.
A lot of times underneath these spots, they allow fishing there, so you can park right there, dump your kayak, and get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So it looks like it's about 6 miles across, if I had to guess. Whitetail deer, 2 buck and 2 antlerless, all seasons combined. Legal buck, unbranched or 13-inch spread. Limit 1 buck with an inside spread of at least 13 inches. So 1 has to be unbranched and 1 has to be inside spread of 13. Because it's 2 buck and 2 antlerless. Limit 1 buck with an inside spread of 13. So you've got to take an antlerless. So they must have a bunch of cull bucks, a bunch of spikes.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder what that is. Like,
very interesting.
Very difficult it is for a public land hunter to find lots of legal bucks just running around. So I guess they just want to save enough for everyone.
Yeah, try to make better deer.
Yeah.
Archery only September 30th through November 30th. Either sex, no Forest Service antlerless required. General season November 4th, January 7th. Buck only unless you have a Forest Service antlerless permit. Muzzle loader January 8th through 21st. Shoot anything. Feral hog year round. All legal methods. Kill them.
Shoot them in the face.
Waterfowl 1/2 hour before sunrise to noon. North Zone duck is only Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Teal each day early teal season. Same for woodcock, rail, gannel, snipe. Dove is Central Zone hours, dates, whatever. 25 bullfrogs a day. No APH for fishing. You can trap October 28th to March 25th. Fur bearers and predators only. There's deer check station you got to use on November 24th and on November 5th. And that's about it. Nothing crazy there.
Straightforward.
So a lot of these places got a lot of good water access. So if you're like me and Abe and show the rest of y'all interested in getting in the kayak game, kind of step up the whole getting back deep kind of process whenever you're deer hunting. This kind of area allows you to do that. A lot of different spots, sounds like.
Yeah. There was definitely creeks everywhere.
Yep.
So give it a try and see what you can get into. So, but that's Region 5. We did it.
Wow.
We got through it.
We did it.
So, guys, get out and start getting ready. It's upon us. I mean, go find a spot. Most all of those places are within 3 hours of Dallas. So if you're near where we live here in Dallas, then go out. Some of those places I'm sure are not that far. Probably 3 or 4 hours away from Austin, maybe. So
yeah,
just head east. You're familiar with that part of Texas.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people that travel much further for not as good a deer. So
yeah, absolutely.
East Texas is just when you talk about thick yopon thickets and lots of oaks and pines that are perfect for climbing tree stands. I mean, it's gonna hunt like a dream. You're gonna see deer. You get on a food source early, you find funnels in the rut. You're gonna find plenty of deer to hunt. You're not gonna be bored. So
nope.
It won't be a wasted trip at all.
Yeah. So stay tuned because we're gonna be doing some hanging hunts at some of these spots.
Yep.
Just everybody scout on their Onyx, Google Maps, and then pick a spot and go hunt it for a weekend and see what comes out of it. So stay tuned. Some of that stuff's coming up this year. If you are, this is going to come out right before, but if you are listening to this and you are in or around the Austin area, or hell, even if you're anywhere in Texas and you're like, hey man, I need to go check out Full Draw, the last Full Draw of the year is going to be in Austin at Archery Country this weekend, August 11th. So go check it out. tons of great videos, tons of great raffles and prizes and stuff like that. So I will say this, that if you're listening to this right now and you want to go and you're in Austin, if you show up and you say, hey, I heard about this thing on Stormwater Creek's podcast, we'll let you in for free. So and you can buy some raffle tickets to help support public lands and things like that. But tons of great items. Lots of cool stuff coming up for the Stormwater Creek crew. Tons of fly fishing stuff coming out soon. I've been tying flies like a madman. And I'm going to be out fishing some of those, so that you'll see that soon. Austin's got all kinds of cool stuff coming up. Brandon's hitting stuff up. Jordan's out everywhere. So Cameron may be in Montana by this time next year. Who knows?
Yep.
So, which means we'll have an elk spot, a black bear spot, a mule deer spot, a trout spot.
All the things.
All the things will be covered. So
make space on your wall.
What else do we have, guys?
Oh, did we go over everything y'all had on your paperwork there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those just notes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We're good, man. So we appreciate you listening to the podcast, guys. Make sure you go out to our website, stormwatercreek.com. Got tons of great blog posts. We've been getting hit up a bunch with recipe stuff because we've been cooking a lot of stuff and socializing that. So
if you want a recipe for an animal, message us or email us.
Message or email, one of the two.
We'll tell you how to cook an animal.
We're
one
all
of
about
us
it.
will.
Yeah. One of us knows how to cook some sort of an animal, and to make it good and share it with somebody who maybe not even like animals.
Absolutely.
So, well, guys, we appreciate you listening. Make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Leave a review. Give us a ranking. It's the best way to support us. And,
absolutely.
And if you're interested in hearing something specific on the podcast, we're all ears. Reach out to us and let us know what you want. Engage with us on social media. We try to get to everybody as soon as we can when you message us. So we appreciate the feedback and engagement from the people who take the time to listen to us. So anything you've got to add or offer to us, we're all ears. So we appreciate you listening to the podcast. It's been fun. Whole house full of dogs. We'll have a picture of that. So many dogs in this house tonight. Stay tuned, and we appreciate you guys listening.
Signing off.
Adios.